analyst and founder of the Capriole Investments fund, said multiple on-chain metrics suggest that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have a lot further to run in this bull. And I can make a serious. In his latest newsletter, Edwards explained the transaction fees from the recent Moon's launch and other long-term metrics after the Bitcoin halving suggest higher baseline Bitcoin prices. And the Bitcoin's fourth halving resulted in a 50% drop in the digital asset supply growth rate, surpassing gold in terms of inflation rate. Now, and when Edwards said long periods of continuous currency debasement and high inflation rates placed Bitcoin at the forefront of global fungible assets for long-term wealth preservation, and market intelligence firm Glassnode reached a similar conclusion, saying that the halving resulted in Bitcoin decisively surpassing gold in terms of issuance scarcity. In Glassnode, analysts said, meanwhile, American entrepreneur and former CEO of cryptocurrency exchange BitMEX, Arthur Hayes, said governments of the world will continue printing money to offset their debts and their currencies will lose out against Bitcoin. This makes Bitcoin the hardest money ever created. Many analysts have voiced their opinions on the implications of the Bitcoin halving on BTC price. Edwards now believes three things are likely to happen to the BTC post-halving. The first scenario assumes that the BTC price will skyrocket. The second assumes that approximately 15% of Bitcoin miners will shut off their gear and quit the business. The third assumes that transaction fees will stay at a much higher level and average. And Edwards says he expects a bit of all three to happen. And that Native continues about what's more going on with this happen. Because the Prime Minister asked me, says, maybe the key doesn't matter, or maybe the context of this reason we be used as a guide today. And have invested auto ability to be a building in force lines. And I called the game of the rights are turned out in the new case. And again, we were putting back to 7D and the MC count 7 through between 200% and 300% price increases. The 2024 one was different as it broke the previous all-time high before the halving event. And Glassnode also noted that while halving Epic 2 saw larger price performance in the 365 days following, the current market dynamics and landscape are significantly different relative to the previous halving events. While Glassnode did not rule out the possibility of an exponential growth in BTC price, they suggested that things might not play out exactly as they did in the car. Hayes, on the other hand, said that BTC's path from the current levels to $1 million may not be as difficult as its history of rising from zero buoyed by the bursting of the sovereign debt bubble.